I have a question and a comment. Mr. President, you were asking the question of the law, but you also mentioned the question of values, listening, attention, understanding each other. I'd like to ask you the following question. Your approach of the model is what the honor of the American press, the first to do so, to ask the question of the law during the start of the Iraqi war. It was the honor of the American press to ask the question of law regarding the Abu Ghraib jail. Isn't it a necessity today, if we talk about the relation between regional and global? Isn't it the major powers' responsibility to ensure that they assume that they take full responsibility for being models? Globally speaking, how do you perceive the responsibility of major powers towards smaller powers?
Respecting the law, the droit, means that we are respecting values. Otherwise, we'll be all together in a very dangerous situation. But I totally agree with you that this is not about small countries. It is not only about small countries, but also about main international players that has to respect international law and the law in all fields. My view is, if I may say, my short analysis that are coming after recent development on the stock markets. The problem is coming because of one of the main characteristics of human beings. There are no limits in all fields, in all aspects. We are not respecting each other. We are not respecting principles, we are not respecting values if we are not respecting law and the rules. I am mentioning again, if we are not respecting rules in financial sector, this is creating financial crisis. Deregulation has established as a main principle. Deregulation is a very good in some economies, but we can see the final consequence of the global deregulation. We have at the same time deregulation in political field. I do not want to say it started in Serbia regarding Kosovo Metohija and protection of integrity and sovereignty of one sovereign state, which is a member state of United Nations. But I would like to say that I see similarities on the both sides. And the main responsibility is responsibility of the main global players. I know that our region contributed to the instability on the wrong way during the 1990s. I know that responsibility is also some of the most important values for all politicians, including regional politicians. But we cannot solve problems with the help and empathy of the main players. I'm turning back on your first question. How European Union, United States, Russia, China, and other global players can help to the small countries like Serbia? First of all, to respect rules, to understand our problems. Some kind of empathy is necessary, and to help us in terms of bringing more investments, if that is possible. Our responsibility is to provide better conditions and to respect rule of law.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Jim, On essaie de prendre peut-être une ou deux questions. Pardonnez-nous de...
Right, Jim. Well, maybe we can take a few questions. Sorry to rush you. I think you know how tight the schedule is going to be this morning, but maybe we'll take a few questions first. Do remember to introduce yourselves when you come. If I'm Maurice. Present for President Tadic. There were Milosevic bombed Kosovo just before the war. There seems to be still a degree of assault from your part, President Tadic, but you're speaking your assaults rather than bombing Kosovo, and I'd rather have that. What sort of prospects can you expect from the situation then? Well, listening to each other and understanding each other, that's exactly what we're talking about, isn't it? Well, in the 1990s, I was
as a Serbian president to solve all problems that started in the 1990s, and we had so many troubles in our region, in all regional countries, and on the end of the day, Serbia has been involved in the war against the NATO. We were bombed by NATO in 1999. And we are facing with the consequences right now. I'm not talking about victims on all sides. I would like to put this agenda, I'm not going to I'm not trying to talk about problems creating more problems. I'm trying to shift our history, new history toward future. And I'm trying to put on the agenda very practical issues and solutions. And from that reason, we are always initiating new steps. And one of the very important, from my point of view, this is our initiative in a General Assembly of the United Nations. Today is a voting day. I'm expecting that today our resolution is going to be adopted by General Assembly. In the next few hours, that is going to be a very challenging time for my country. But after solving this problem, after adopting this resolution, we are going to be in a better conditions, and we are going to have altogether better conditions to talk to each other, how to solve concrete problems in some enclaves, in some particular places on Kosovo and Metohija.